Watto, you know we're live, right?
I wanted to see how long it would take for you to come in.
I just wanted to make sure.
You think that I wasn't doing this for the audience?
I know.
Now I have something very important to do. Give me one moment. Patrick?
Yes, Watto.
Patrick,
Yeah, Watto.
change my display name to Whiskey Watto.
Okay, I will.
Hello everybody, welcome to a taping of the George Lucas talk show, and happy Passover to all of you. Who here has ever been to a taping of a live TV show before? Do an emoji of a dolphin. Now here's the follow-up question. Who here has ever been to a taping of the George Lucas talk show before? If you have, do an emoji of a shark, because people who have been to a taping of the George Lucas talk show are a lot more vicious and deadly as predators than people who have been to a live taping of other shows. This is the point. This is a very normal talk show, self-financed by billionaire retired filmmaker George Lucas. I, of course, am announcer / warm-up comic / sidekick / flying space Jew Watto. And we can't hear you laughing and applauding and awing. So the way we need you to be active as an audience is to use that chat over there on the side to say all your funny little things. But also use the hashtags on social media. Patrick, let's see the hashtag. Patrick, what's the delay? What's taking you so long, Patrick? Hashtag a Baron can Garvani. A Baron can.
Yeah, I thought it worked better than the normal. What would it be? It would be a Marabaron, Gravani. That's what it usually would be, but I thought a Baron can fit better.
You thought wrong. Hashtag a Marabaron Gravani. Hashtag fully operational frontal with Sam B. Okay.
Yeah.
Hashtag a Black Lady sketch show. FYI, Watto sketch is the name of a clone on Clone Wars. Okay, now you put 2 commas in this hashtag, and you also made it a tinier font, and you didn't format it properly.
Yeah.
It's much closer to... I mean, you have to know this isn't good.
I mean, yeah, I also didn't mean to put sketch in there twice. That was that one is on me. I'll take that one. I'll take the following.
Oh, that one's on you? Hashtag Ashley Can Nicole Black.
Yeah.
I lack the energy to even push back on these anymore. Hashtag Grace and Frankie Oz. Now that's good.
That's a good one.
Hashtag Phantom Servo Menace. I like that. Let's start the show. Why all the delay?
George Lucas.
Hello, I'm George Lucas, creator of Star Wars. Welcome to the George Lucas Talk Show. Hello, Watto. Happy Passover.
Happy Passover.
That's the matzah.
I got some matzah.
Is it good?
You know it's matzah.
Is it good matzah?
I mean, what is good matzah?
I mean, let's get into it. What's good matzah?
What do we want when we ceremonially eat the food of our oppression? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we want to feel good? Is the point to enjoy it? Or like much of Judaism seemingly is the point to wallow in it?
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever had bad matzah?
I've had stale matzah. I feel like the line between good matzah and bad matzah is stale matzah versus fresh matzah. And even then, it's a pretty thin line.
Yeah.
Pretty thin bread, too.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah. What was that? He just came in for a joke?
He's trying to co-opt my religion for a joke.
Yeah.
Patrick, get in here!
Yeah, come on in, Patrick. Patrick.
How dare you? This is a high holy day.
You know, I wasn't going to come in, and it was like my finger had like a mind of its own. It's like, no, you have a joke. It's time to come in, and it just pressed the button.
Wow. Except it's not that. Your finger doesn't have a mind of its own. It's your mind operating all the fingers.
It's been a long year.
Got one mind up here.
It's been a long year. Guys.
Why? What happened?
Why? What happened?
Well, it's Passover. It's Passover.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. We should start the show, guys.
I agree. You're the one stalling with all these jokes here.
Yeah. Also, this is a part of the show, Patrick. I think what you mean is we should bring in the guests.
Yeah, different thing.
I don't think that's a healthy precedent to set. The show hasn't started until we bring in the guests.
I guess that's fair.
The show starts in the cold open.
Yeah.
And
it's all part of the show. I have a very holistic approach to the show.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me? This is Watto. I want to introduce you and bring you on the show, but I can't yet because I don't know how to introduce you. On this show, we let the guests write their own introductions. So please type into the private... Oh, sorry, I wasn't being loud enough. Please type into the private chat how you want to be introduced. It can be funny. It can be sincere. Or it can be a little bit funny and a little bit sincere. Like Barry Levinson. Say it with me now. Avalon. Okay.
How was your week, Watto? Did you have an okay week while they type this in?
No, it's miserable. What are you fucking talking about? We've been doing this for a year.
Yeah.
I don't mean this. I mean this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had a
Watto,
big, Patrick. You were everywhere.
But
I know.
The two of you have been vaccinated. You're zipping around like American Graffiti.
That's right. That's right.
What was your week, Patrick? Tell me about your week. Wait a second, George.
Yeah. I thought you weren't going to skip by that.
You flew all the way from Skywalker Ranch in Marin County, a billionaire, over the age of 70, famously diabetic. You felt the need to fly all the way to the Javits Center to get vaccinated. We must dig into this.
Well, first of all, a lot of Star Wars memories from Comic-Con, all the fans.
Sure.
And one of our last big shows was when we did a panel at the Javits Center in October 2019. So I thought for sentimental reasons, so I want to go to the place where we weaponized Billy D. Williams' signature 1991 scent, Undeniable.
The original super spreader event. We spread that cologne across the audience, and they didn't get sick, but they were not happy.
I thought this is an atmosphere where something can really spread, and I thought what will spread in this sense is the vaccine. I know that's not science; that's more fantasy.
Yeah,
but just like Star Wars is less sci-fi and more fantasy.
Now, a little bit.
we have one introduction, so I think we read the first.
You think I don't know? You think I don't know? Folks, our first guest is not Nicole Byer. She's great. We should mention this. This is a part of the bios, and I maybe didn't state this clearly enough. Watto reads them verbatim.
Yeah, I think
so
that's an important one to not.
I should have said it.
Watto's introduction.
Because Watto's about to say something, and I want to make it clear. My hands are tied. I have to read it this way. These are the laws of this show.
Yeah, this is the honor. This is the Toydarian way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me say this now. Not Nicole Byer. She's great. I'm just not her. But a lot of times people think I am her. Anyway, I'm sure my manager also wishes I was her. Please welcome to the George Lucas Talk Show, Ashley Nicole Black.
Hi.
Welcome,
Ashley.
And you know him from Grace and Frankie. You know him as Tom Servo, OS 3.0. He also does so much, you can't put him in a box or a Jar Jar. Please welcome Baron, the Tatooine Tween, Vaughn.
Yeah. Now that's a nickname. That's a good nickname right there.
The Tatooine Tween.
The Tatooine Tween. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Baron.
I'm a Tatooine age. What can I say?
Baron, I have to thank you right off the back. But also right off the back. Here's a thank you. Boop. I have to thank you. Rarely does a guest in the private chat start commenting like a public commenter. They're usually just saying, is my mic okay? Can you hear me? But at 8:12 p.m., Baron Vaughn types in Whiskey Watto with an H in the Watto, and then followed it up 2 minutes later with Barbo Fetup.
Yeah, you were on fire. I was almost thinking, does he want to stay in the private chat? Maybe in
the private chat.
Maybe
Why bring him to the main stage?
Yeah. You never had anyone treat the private chat really like a writer's room. You were just sort of like throwing stuff out, pitching stuff. You were on fire.
I actually had no idea that any of you were reading that. So until I actually put a thing in there, I was like, oh, everyone can see this.
Not just me.
Only us.
That's great. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. It's always ready.
Yeah.
Very true.
Also, just as a filmmaker, I want to say right at the beginning, I appreciate the fact, and I know this isn't prearranged at all, but you both have completely different visual backdrops. Because Baron, yours is flat but loaded with literature. And is that a record player?
That is a record player. It is not assembled.
And is there what's on top of the record player? Is it a book on top of the record player?
Yeah, there's 2 books on it, like a photography book.
2 books on a record player. That's a distinctive choice. And then Ashley, you have distance. So you have like perspective. It's like a perspective drawing because the lines are going back towards the vanishing point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'd make for a great 3D image.
He's serving smart. I'm serving empty space.
But dynamic. It's not just empty space. Look at the way those lines on the ceiling. The light is traveling and it's also coming in from the window, but you're not backlit. It's a very, I'd say, sophisticated composition.
There's a lot coming from you.
Yeah. Well,
I heard Lubezki set up her whole lighting thing.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. Good for you, Ashley.
Ashley, I don't know if we want to spoil this, but your plan is to do your entire performance on the George Lucas Talk Show in one take, right? You're going to do a oneer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's my thing. Not just here. That's across the board. Yeah.
Ambitious.
Right.
Good luck topping that, Baron.
I can't. I'm not gonna try to. I just gotta let Ashley do Ashley and then hope that I can put some books in that empty space. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done.
Yeah. And as I look, the distinctions grow even bigger because Ashley, you've got pods, whereas you've got the full old-fashioned headphone set. Handheld mic. Ashley, we can't even see your microphone. Is it on a stand or is it? What's your microphone situation?
Just pods.
There you go.
Just pods. They're never just pods. Let's give them some credit. Lot
were
of heavy
free.
lifting.
Oh, okay. There you
Free
go.
pods. That makes more sense.
That's what makes them good.
Yeah. And thank you for that. Mr. Lucas, your powers of observation, obviously, are so dang nabbed keen.
Mhm.
I'm a huge fan. So the fact that you could even put Ashley and I together in a cinematic sense is, I don't know. I feel like Mace Windu right now. I just feel like such, I'm like purple sabered up.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, Baron, you have directed stuff before. Ashley, have you directed stuff before?
Only on accident. I literally directed like one short at Full Frontal because I walked in the room and everyone was quiet, and then someone turned to me and was like, "You're directing this, right?" And that was the first I'd heard of it.
Great.
That's the extent of my directing experience.
Did you enjoy it? Did you like being a director?
Oh yeah, well, being a director for me was just turning to the DP and being like, "What do you think we should do?" And that worked out great.
That's half the battle.
Ashley, that's also at least half the people who called themselves directors confidently just do that.
Yeah. But Baron, you directed a movie or a segment of a movie that I watched recently, Scare Package.
You watched it?
Yeah, it's on Shudder.
Hey.
It's on Shudder.
Why, thank you.
Gotta plug Shudder. Shudder's great. But it has a lot of friends of the show on it. Noah Segan, John Gabris is in it. A ton of people have been here before. Did you like doing that? What was your experience like working on that?
Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, Noah Segan was the reason that I got involved in that whole thing. Yeah. Noah and I met years ago. We were always trying to talk about figuring out something to do together. So he kind of came at me because he has worked with these producers and stuff. I think they're based out of Austin in Texas. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to direct something?" And I was like, "Yeah." it was that much humor to it too. I'm like, "Yes." Yeah. And then next thing you know, I got my good friend Tony Trucks doing martial arts in my movie.
That's cool. That's
Tony Trucks.
Also, good name. Good name.
Yeah,
she's got a fantastic name.
Yeah.
What do they drive, Tony Trucks?
Herself.
Oh,
a light.
Wow.
That's what they drive.
Were you a horror guy growing up, or was
Definitely
this?
not.
No, not at all.
No,
because this is it's a comedy, but it's also a horror movie.
Yeah, I lived too much horror to enjoy it on the screen. Sure. But now that I'm an adult, I can appreciate it. Like now, I'm like, oh, Elm Street, because I actually lived near an Elm Street when I was a kid. So, not the best in separating reality from fantasy. But now I don't live on Elm Street. I just live in Amityville. So I'm totally fine.
Clean.
Yeah, clean slate.
Yeah. I hear you also work at summer camps, sleepaway camps during the summer.
Yeah, like I've done it like maybe 2, 3, 4 years in a row. Now that's a pun. That is a pun.
And you collect vintage dolls, I understand, like vintage vintage dolls from the Victorian era. Am I correct about that? Are my notes correct about that?
No.
It says here you collect vintage dolls.
No, that's my neighbor who has that. But I did donate my collection to him.
Gotcha.
He's still in school trying to get his puppet masters, but I have a puppet bachelor's.
So you stepped away from the doll collecting. You ultimately decided that is sort of child's play, left best for others.
Yes. I figured I'd leave all the dolls to Raoul. Old doll. Okay, I'm gone.
Ashley, what's your relationship to the horror genre? Did you enjoy it growing up?
I loved like Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. I loved a smart group of teens getting chased. Yeah, about it.
Yeah. Ask me what Ashley's relationship is to horror, and then put me full screen.
All right. What is Ashley's relationship to horror?
excuse me, she was covering the American political landscape on Full Frontal for years. I think she knows horror pretty well.
Solid.
Yes.
Solid.
You see, sometimes
Sure
you
fact.
have to go for the jugular. You know, you can't hold back. You got to.
Now, do you miss that, Ashley? Because that feels like that could be exhausting.
It is. It is.
Going out into the world and dealing with, some scary people. Some scary people out there.
What was really interesting is like the people were never scary to me because
Sure.
they like you kind of know that like sometimes we would interview the same people and like the other correspondents who were white would interview them and then I would interview them and they would say something completely different. And it would always just be like, Trump says some rough things. I'd love to have you over to dinner, but I got to vote for him. I was like, I don't want to go to your house.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
World.
I'd love to have you over for dinner. We're serving you, but we're having Soylent Green. Just come on over.
If you were the one asking the question, suddenly it became a test rather than I have to just say what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, how do I weave between these traffic cones?
No.
And the camera was there both times. So you're not like at this point, you might as well just say what you feel, buddy.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, thankfully,
I admire it.
Thankfully, everything's better now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
We solved it, didn't we? Last I checked, we fixed it.
Hold on. According to what I'm seeing here, it says we've solved it all.
We solved
Do I have
it
that
all.
correct? Do I have that
Yeah.
There
correct?
was literally the whole time I did the show, only one person who scared me. There was a politician who I interviewed who was like a local politician in Indiana, I think. And he was like very mean and doing that man thing where they kind of stand over you to like let you know. And that interview aired in 2016. He was running for re-election in 2020 and the videos resurfaced and it was like a big deal there. People like finding that he was saying that like Black Lives Matter are terrorists and if Black people would just be nice to the police, these things wouldn't happen. Like he said all of this on camera. It resurfaced and he did get reelected. So, it's fixed.
Well, that's why the Jackson 5 left.
And everything worked out great for them.
That's true. All
they
7
needed
of
to
them.
do.
All
Yeah,
7 of the
George.
Jackson 5.
George, can you check your notes quickly? Check your notes. What happened
hold on.
with the Jackson 5?
Looks like everything turned out really well.
Everything turned out really well.
According to my
Good
notes.
notes you got.
Yeah.
This
is the first time that I've had notes on the show, and so far they're really checking out. We're just trying to having more research on the show before we go into it. It's really paying off.
That makes sense.
George has been jealous of John Oliver. Every week we end the show and he goes, why can't we be as thoroughly researched as John Oliver?
Yeah.
We go, George, we don't have the budget. Patrick is the only full-time staff member. He's busy taking naps and snacking. And George decided he's just going to pick up the ball and prepare his own notes.
Here, hang on, George. Show us what your John Oliver, George Lucas talk show would look like, because I'm just curious. I just want to know what this.
Hold on. Well, what's the topic going to be?
Ashley Barron, do you have any?
What would be a good topic if we were going to do it this week tonight? Don't make me full screen until we're ready to go with the show, because this should be like the staff meeting for the show.
Sure.
What would be the topic?
Go ahead, Ashley.
A lot of people talking about voter suppression this week.
A lot of people
John
talking
Oliver.
about voter suppression this week.
Right. Yeah. So we'd say something about a lot of people who. Oh no, we're not live yet.
I thought you were going into it.
No, he's getting into character. An actor prepared.
Yeah. So there would probably be what I would do is we'd probably want to have a joke about, because there's a lot of people who believe that voter suppression is a thing because they've heard about it. I mean, not the voter suppression, that believe that voter fraud is a thing. And so therefore they think they need these laws to suppress the vote because they've heard of this imaginary fraud. So we'd want to invent like a character that I could yell at the side of the screen. Like, this is the kind of thing that, like, what's the name of a kind of a doofus guy? Like a guy who
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, like Jabba the Hutt. Like a big doofus who thinks like there are a lot of like Jabba probably thinks that's a great one. I can relate to this. So Jabba, or like Jabba the Hutt, who thinks that there were all kinds of irregularities in the last Tatooine elections. And now you can make me full screen. Then I would say, you're wrong, Jabba. You're wrong. There weren't any. There weren't. And you don't need to eat everything in the room. Give some to Bib.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
That's
better John Oliver than John Oliver.
yeah.
And what it does is, I find it breaks up what would be a very like fascinating and useful, but maybe people wouldn't watch it. You just put one of those every 30, you put something fun, a little bit of candy every 30 seconds to a minute, and then you buy yourself some time to say smart and useful and interesting things. But you got every now and then turn and yell at a character that you made up.
Now, can we do the opposite? The other main thing he does when he gets caught up on how much he likes a thing. Like he uses a thing as a reference, and then he starts talking about the fact that it slaps or whatever.
He gets carried away in his love.
Right. I feel like you need to balance the dark and the light.
Right. So what would be a thing? Well, I like chilies.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Right.
So
okay,
I'd
so
probably do that where it's
compare Jabba to Chili's, but then get caught up clearing the good name of Chili's.
Man,
This is all gold. I hope someone's
this
writing
really
this
is.
down.
Watto, you gotta make a writer's packet. I'm telling you.
I'm still working on the Jon Stewart.
Oh, the Jon Stewart packet. Yes, of course.
I've been asking for a couple extensions.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
So I would say something like something about Jabba spending all of his time.
Full screen.
So I say something about Jabba spending too much time at Chili's. Not that there's anything wrong with spending all the time. I would go to a 24/7 Chili's. I want those baby back ribs. I want them. I want them now.
That's pretty good, George.
Right.
I think you.
I got a line for you, George, to deliver as John Oliver.
Fantastic.
I like Chili's because a bloomin' onion is the only thing that makes me feel like I flowered.
All right.
Wow.
All right, full screen. I like Chili's because a bloomin' onion is the only thing that makes me feel like I flowered.
You're not giving us the full British, George. You're losing.
I was
the
going
full
to
British.
say you almost went a little Crocodile Dundee on that one.
Woo!
Also, I'm not sure what flowered means. It might be slightly offensive. My apologies.
It's okay.
Right. Well, you want me to just do
Say
John
blossomed.
Oliver?
Yeah, I wanted John Oliver.
A blooming onion made me blossom, but John
I
Oliver
like
style.
a blooming onion because a blooming onion is the only thing that makes me feel like I flowered.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It got hotter. It got much hotter.
Yeah.
Welcome to Last Week Tonight. Brought to you once again in this collection of posters from 3 of the comedies that I've produced.
I was truly going to say that's the one major beat you've missed, but you got there. The void. Have to address the void.
Is Howard the Duck considered a comedy?
Oh,
it's
Baron,
funny.
let's get into it.
Funny. I mean,
No. I thought it was was screed on corporate greed. It's the same stuff. I just wanted to say screed.
But Baron, you know as well as anybody that the best comedies are always about something serious.
Yeah,
that's very true. That is very true.
And
Mr.
Howard
Lucas.
the Duck is no exception. I mean, look, it doesn't get more serious than that. It's a full-on predator in the background.
Yes. Did you say a predator or a redditor?
A predator.
Okay.
But I mean, what's the difference?
Who's on there? Half those people on Reddit are probably Jeffrey Jones, if we're being honest. I mean, you have to admit, like, Marvel's gone big, but nothing is quite as scary as making a real life predator that big on your poster.
No. Ashley, I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What does an additional production supporter do on the Simpsons movie?
I was about to ask.
Order lunch, of course.
Wow. Now, we got to ask what lunches you ordered.
Oh, lunch.
Well, actually, so that was my first job out of college, and they wanted to make that movie in a way shorter amount of time than you're supposed to make an animated movie. So the poor animators were just like drawing for like 20 hours a day. They would like bring in a masseuse to massage them because their arms would get tired from drawing. And so their way of coping with that would be like, I'm ordering steak and lobster, and kid, you're getting lobster too. And I'd be like, I don't want to eat lobster in the middle of the day. They're like, no, they're overworking you. You get lobster.
God.
Wow. Could you imagine what Frank Grimes would think if he showed up and saw all of the Simpsons animators eating lobster? The deep cut Simpsons reference, but that was Homer's coworker. Who,
Grimy. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Grimy. Remember he made such a big deal out of lobster?
No, I didn't. I didn't remember that.
They were inviting him over and they made a special meal to impress him, but he thought he was just stumbling in upon an average meal at Homer Simpson's house, and he couldn't believe they were eating lobster. And he just took it as another example of how Homer had it too good.
Yeah, yes.
Now,
okay.
When I asked you two to come on this show, would you have ever thought that George Lucas would have really loved John Oliver in The Simpsons? Is that something that would have been in your head beforehand? Because it always catches me by surprise how much George knows of The Simpsons.
I always assumed he was a man of the people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with Ashley. It's just, you gotta have knowledge to create the kind of art that Mr. Lucas has created.
George loves comedy.
I love comedy. I've made a lot of comedy, and I loved and one of the ways that you learn how to get better at comedy, you don't make movies like Radioland Murders if you don't have your finger on the pulse of the comedy.
You don't. You can't.
You can't. You don't.
Well, yeah, because when did that movie come out? I forget.
Early mid 90s.
Oh yeah, when radio was huge.
Yeah.
And George was like going to Catch every weekend just to be like, I need to know who's out there. I need to know what the kids are doing.
Also, you just got to know because you really want to avoid parallel thinking. And you got to know what's out there so you don't steal. Because I don't want the hottest comedians of the day going to buy their ticket to Radioland Murders and being like, hey, that's my act.
Yeah.
So,
it's also, we rarely talk about these, George, but there was very nearly a sort of Armageddon Deep Impact situation with a very similar rival movie. And, George, that's when he really flexed his muscles as a producer and talked them down. And we're lucky that FM Manslaughters never hit theaters and Radioland Murders had the year to itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's inspirational.
Yeah.
And, a lesson learned for me, honestly.
Do you ever worry about that? Do you ever worry you come up with a joke and you worry that you've heard it somewhere?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the, the fear of any writer, right, Ashley?
Yeah, I always Google, if I come up with like a particularly cool turn of phrase, I always Google it to make sure I did come up with it.
What's your percentage? What's your ratio of
I haven't stolen yet.
Okay.
Huge.
It's still time.
Huge.
Still time.
I love that you said yet. Just kind of like, 2021 is looking grim.
Now, what is your take, though, if you come up with something and you find out it was tweeted once in like 2008?
Won't do it.
You won't do it.
Wow, really, Ashley?
So I wrote for Sam B, and now I write for Amber Ruffin. So I've written for women hosts. And even if it was tweeted once in 2008, someone will be like, that lady stole a joke. Like, it's just not worth it.
Sure.
Well, I actually have a question to ask you, Ashley, about that in relation. Like, what is your criteria for something being stolen? Like, at what point do you go, this is theft?
I think not everyone feels this way. I think it has to be unique enough because there are some jokes that like a lot of people are going to come to. Like if you're telling a Trump joke that involves any shade of orange, like someone else came up with that. But if it's like a tweet, like the backstory of something your grandmother said once, then if someone else said it, they probably stole it.
It's also, I feel like that's a good self-imposed guideline just for comedy writing, which is like, if other people have gotten to that idea that quickly and often, perhaps it's better to work harder to find a more unique thing.
Yeah, especially when you're writing a weekly show, all of the easy jokes have been taken by the time the week comes around, and then you just really got to scrape the bottom of that joke barrel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because it's like, especially with you're working on things that are topical, so it's like you're competing with the entirety of the internet and John Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I would make the pitch that sometimes when you're scraping the bottom of that barrel, you find things that are really good. They were just hard to get to. There's a lot of gems at the bottom of the barrel, and you got to
Yeah.
them.
I only find mold. When I go to the bottom of the barrel, I find a significant buildup of mold.
Oh, that's not good. You got to
Gotta-
keep your barrels in a non-dry,
Yeah, you
in a
gotta-
dry place. Yeah.
Look,
Clean
it's been
the
a weird
bottom
year.
barrel.
Weird year for all of us, okay? My barrels have certainly paid the price.
Lysol's been sold out all year. I get it.
Yeah. Also, sometimes you look behind the barrel, you find that something fell out of the barrel, and while everyone was looking in the barrel, it actually, because they filled the barrel too full, some of it leaked over the back, and it was dark where the barrel was up against the wall. Look beside the barrel, kind of behind it, maybe push the barrel out.
Uh-huh.
See what's like kind of maybe fell down, maybe even a little under the barrel.
Yeah.
I feel like Barrett and I were
don't know what you're
waiting
talking
for
about.
more of
I
like
definitely-
a hammer blow at the end of that, but it just felt like you were just saying the thing.
No, I'm just, these are just genuine comedy. We're just having a roundtable on how to do comedy right. And when we're in the barrel metaphor, let's not limit it to what's in the barrel. Let's use all the prepositions: around the barrel, above the barrel, beneath the barrel.
Well,
inside the
whatever.
barrel.
If it's good, if it's barrel illegal,
Yeah.
you got to use it.
Oh.
It's actually a condition that I have about puns.
Ashley, what is it like to write on a show that is happening in New York while you were in LA? Is that more difficult or is it easier? How have you found doing that?
And not only that, but the show that has launched during the pandemic, so has only ever had a virtual writer's room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually not in the writer's room. I'm a consulting writer. So I am truly 100% alone in my apartment, just
Wow.
like writing jokes. It's very weird because you don't get that laugh that you would get in a room to like know if your joke is good. So you just send off like 30 jokes and be like, I hope one of them was good.
Yeah.
But I am in my pajamas the whole time. So you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
When you type out the joke that you think is good, do you ever then type out the crying, laughing emoji just so you feel like you're getting some good feedback in the room?
I do laugh at myself sometimes. And in the Black Lady Sketch Show writers room, one time I was laughing at my own writing so hard that I was like tearing up and I got roasted for days. Or like, this bitch laughs at her own writing till she cries. But I'm like, if you're not having a good time, then why are we here?
Isn't that why all of you are there? Is because you're
They
all
want it to
funny?
be funny. Yeah.
'Cause I think myself is funny. Otherwise, I would have worked at a bank.
I would say that roasting came from a place of jealousy. They're jealous. That tells me if you're not laughing at your own jokes, maybe you're not funny enough to meet your own standard. You know what I mean? Maybe you're just getting laughs from people who don't have the same high standard you have.
We
Well, I
do. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ashley.
I was crying laughing. It wasn't a little giggle. It was over the barrel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Back to the barrel. What is the mythical power this barrel holds? Why must it all revolve around the barrel?
Well, aren't you the one drinking whiskey? Come on, you know the power of a barrel.
Whiskey Quato.
Whiskey Watto.
Yeah. Baron, do you think Party Goer in Cloverfield survived the monster attack?
Definitely.
Okay.
That's the end of that story. For those of you who are like, I was in Cloverfield for 1 second. If you blinked, you missed me.
Yeah.
I was in the trailer, had a big old afro at the time because I remember getting text messages because they were new at the time from friends being like,
What are we talking
I think I
about?
just saw you on a trailer.
2007 that trailer probably came out?
2007.
The movie was 2008?
Played before the first Transformers movie.
Was it 2007?
The movie was 2008. So
Yeah,
the movie came out in 08?
Yeah.
Movie comes out January 08.
Oh, the beginning of 08. Okay.
Yes.
Because I keep thinking of 08 as like, Obama. So I'm like, I don't remember that movie being in theaters when Obama was the president. So I think about everything. It's like, was that in theaters when Obama was the president?
the ultimate pre-Obama movie.
Yes, it was made before. It was made in a Bush America, and then was released in Obama America.
But the Republicans tried very hard to blame the Cloverfield incident on Obama.
It was wild how
People
much they threw that at his feet. Why wasn't he stopping the monster?
That monster. It's a government project, and it was
right.
You know, big government.
No, I remember when Trump brought that up in a debate with Hillary about like, why didn't you stop the monster? Like, that whole thing.
But we should also be clear: the Cloverfield paradox did happen under Trump's watch.
It
That
did.
was the third one. That was the third one. So
I forgot that there are other movies related loosely
now
to Cloverfield.
What was that experience like? Because I imagine they probably did not tell you much about what the movie was that you were doing.
They literally told us nothing. Actually, I didn't know anything about this movie. The audition was improv, and they said it was basically like, all right, you're at a party and your friends are leaving. You're at the party of two friends who are leaving. They're like moving out of the town. It's like a going away party. And so there's someone walking around with the camera getting like their friends to say a thing. And that's all they gave me. That's all they told me in the audition. And they also should have said that I shouldn't try to be funny. That's the other thing that they should have said, because when I hear improv, sometimes, as we all know, some of us are improvisers, and we all know that Del Close, all these great improv teachers are like, never yes and. Just go for the funniest thing to say it. Negate everything that everybody says, so that way you get a big laugh. And when you're not in the scene, go in the audience and shout silly suggestions just to get a laugh. Ruin the flow is what I was taught. And so that's what I did in that audition, and that's why I was cut out of the movie.
Now we had Charlene Yee, the great Charlene Yee, on the show a couple of weeks ago, and she was also cut out of that party scene for being too funny.
Wait, is that true?
It's true.
Correct. Now, don't you think
improvisers?
It is very funny.
Right. I feel like this is on them.
Hashtag release the funny party cut. There is a version of Cloverfield where some of the great comic minds of our age are being really funny right before the Cloverfield monster hits.
I really think this is on them, because Charlene.
This is on casting. This is on casting.
And on directing. Charlene, Baron, and Vaughn, two of the funniest people on the planet, bring them in, improvise, and then chastise them for being too funny.
They didn't chastise us. Here? They just cut us.
They just silently cut you.
That's a failure of communication.
Hashtag Clover funny. Let's get Clover funny going as well.
Cleverfield.
There it is.
Sometimes you get one. Guys.
Who knows? And this is it. We're finding these things out bit by bit. Who knows how many other major figures in comedy were in that party scene?
I mean, George, well, not in the party scene, but friend of the show, Rick Overton, did play Frantic Man. So we have had three people from Cloverfield.
Sounds like a very funny superhero character.
Yeah, I was like, I know it's not, but that is the superhero I would be.
Has a giant F.
Wait, Kelvin Yu is also in it. So we have 4 people from this.
What? Oh, you're looking at the
show.
You're looking at the site. Because I can't tell. I just thought you're looking at the camera, and I'm like, wow,
no.
It
does look like I'm right. Yeah, no.
IMD Patrick.
Yes. That's a lot of funny people in that movie.
Did you ever meet JJ when you're working on it? Because that was his like producing mastermind.
JJ Abrams. I hope you're okay with him. Great. I know that sometimes the transference of a whole thing and next generation can be intimidating.
Nothing could break the love I have for Felicity. I think I love that show. And anything that may have gone sideways with Star Wars, I just think back to every season of that show and the pleasure it brought me.
No,
there wasn't
really healthy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with it. Wait, was I asked a question?
That I do plan to direct a season of Felicity someday, and I'm going to do my take on it.
George has been working to acquire the rights to Felicity and then do his own Felicity seasons that certain fans will say do not count.
It's not out of spite. It's just that I want to make like 1 or 2 episodes of Felicity just because I have my own idea of how it should end.
George is going to do a season of Felicity, and then somehow, weirdly, all the fans are going to complain that there are too many girls in Felicity. Why is this Felicity girl so capable? Why can she do anything?
I'll go ahead and tell you. Can we go around the corner and I'll just tell you a secret because I don't.
Oh yeah, sure. Sometimes when we don't want the chat to hear what's going on, we'll go around the corner. So hang on one sec. Let me take us out.
Okay.
Okay.
They can't hear us anymore.
All right. So this is the last line of Felicity. She's in New York, and this old lady's like parking her car, and she asks who Felicity is. And Felicity says, "I'm Felicity Skywalker."
Whoa.
Oh,
wow.
Amazing. Yeah. That's gonna switch up Ray's.
Let's go back.
And that opens up the universe.
Yeah,
it really
Huge.
Does.
All right, so we'll go back and just a reminder, they didn't hear any of that. So
okay,
they
great.
won't know what we're talking about.
I don't even know how I can talk about anything else.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, Ashley, if you feel like we need to discuss it more, we can go back around the corner. Better to get it out of our system now than bring it back here to this space.
Good. She said she's good.
Okay. I'm going to hold it together.
So wait, all right, hang on. We never finished this food talk. So you're getting lobster, you're getting massages.
Yeah.
What else happened on the set of the Simpsons movie?
Well, I worked in the animation house, so I didn't meet anybody famous. The coolest thing that happened was one of the directors, like, befriended me, and he also didn't enjoy working, so he was like, "I'm directing a Burger King commercial. Do you want to?" And so I just sat in because Homer was in a Burger King commercial. I was like, "Yeah, I think Homer should walk over there." I'm 22.
Wow.
That's exciting.
That happened to me on the set of the Simpsons movie.
Now,
is that true, or are you telling a whopper?
He's the king. He's the king.
He's the king.
He is the Burger King.
I have two things to say about this. One, I don't know if you remember this. This is invoked on the commentary track for the Simpsons movie. But there was a lot of drama around the Simpsons Burger King campaign. Oh, the penis! Oh. Well, yes, the penis.
I thought you were going to say a real thing, which is there was a lot of drama.
No, hang on. Baron does not look like he remembers that you do see prepubescent Bart Simpson's penis in that movie.
Yes.
Oh, and there was a lot of back and forth about how the penis would be drawn.
The peak of the peen. You see the dick in the balls.
Yeah. I feel like I do remember. Wasn't that a thing that they did to make it a movie? Like this ain't yo TV set, like kind of a thing.
It's very early in the movie too.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
But wait, Wada, what was the?
This is a serious thing. They talk about this on the commentary track. That Burger King got very angry at them, and it ties into what you're saying. This makes more sense now that they were animating it so quickly, right? And on a very reduced crunch schedule. A lot of that was that they wanted to be able to keep rewriting shit over and over again, right?
That was part of it. And I think because normally on a movie you would be animating everything for the first time, and they were like, well, we already know what this world looks like, so it shouldn't take that long. And that was not the case.
George, George is drinking out of a Burger King glass, and he's not saying anything, but he clearly wanted someone to comment on it.
Uh-oh. Look what we got here.
This is the commercial, right?
Burger King does whatever a Burger King does. See, I remember Simpsons movie.
You remember it? Yeah. Good movie.
I do listen to that Spider Pig song when I go to sleep. Yeah. It's very relaxing.
It's a good movie. I watched it recently, and there's a lot of really funny stuff in it. Yes. How did you, but you didn't work on
Wait a second. I told you I had two things to say, and I didn't even finish one.
Go ahead, Wow.
So, the main villain character in that movie, the Albert Brooks character, was reconceptualized a bunch of times. And it was totally redesigned. And they sent out like 500,000 Burger King toys that looked like a character that was not in the movie. I sent you a picture, Patrick. This guy fundamentally not
in that movie.
in the movie. They got like some very like Bush cabinet looking straight-laced Republican guy. This guy's gone. His scenes are gone. The only commonality was he was voiced by Albert Brooks. And they talk on the commentary track about Burger King being furious at them. Being like, you can't make a movie 3 months before it comes out. We've been making these fucking things in Hong Kong for a year.
Wow.
I mean, it's hard to run a burger empire. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you got to plan ahead.
Seriously.
Let's say this is an argument for perhaps having a democratically elected leader of a burger.
The monarchy.
Alice. Yeah. Right, because, we don't know if these people are equipped. The second thing I was going to say, Ashley, is that we've had Mike Mitchell of the Doughboys on this show. And he was a writer's assistant on the Simpsons TV show right around the same time. And most of his stories are about having to get big meals for people. Yeah. Interesting that then both the animation and big meals.
Big meals.
But it feels like The Simpsons is just about people fucking dining out.
Yeah.
An army marches on its stomach, man. What are you gonna do?
What was like, because you're saying they were telling you like get fancy food, give them fancy food. What is like the wildest thing you remember having to get for the animators?
Well, lobster.
Lobster.
Well, maybe that's not the answer. That's why I asked intelligent. But lobster, what a good answer. Thank you, Ashley.
Lobster was easier to come by. There was also like one particular kind of carrot cake. People would order like a single slice of carrot cake that was very difficult to get as a PA. You'd have to like leave the office and drive to the restaurant to get this particular carrot cake. And they would run out all the time. And if they ran out and like 5 people had ordered it, then you as a PA had to be like, who's least likely to fire me? And that's the person I'm going to tell they ran out of carrot cake and give carrot cake to this person. It was a whole thing.
I thought you were going to say then you had to make the carrot cake. That feels like a sitcom plot.
Yeah. That would have gone well for anyone.
Yeah.
Or if you can't, if the carrot cake isn't available, you have to use the stick cake.
What, George?
The carrot or the stick.
Woo! Yes.
All right, George.
I like that. I like that. That's for me.
Yeah.
That's just fair.
That's for you, man.
What are you drinking, George?
Water.
It was a loud pour. You used like the pour as like a rim shot to your joke.
Yeah.
Or the stick.
Well,
Tingle, tingle, tingle.
when Burger King came up as a topic, I thought, well, I'm gonna head over into the kitchen. And I get my commemorative Burger King glass. There's a menagerie of Burger King characters. There's the Burger King, and he says, "I can do most anything. I love magic and food. That's fun. I've got fun for everyone." All right, that's
his famous catchphrase. I remember him saying all of that at the end of every ad.
So talkative.
Every commercial.
Right, and then there's the Duke of Doubt. There's another character, the Duke of Doubt, and he says, "It doesn't matter what it is. I doubt it through and through. I'm the Duke of Doubt, and doubting's what I do." This guy's actually represented half of one political party now.
Can we get a closer look at the Duke of Doubt?
Yeah,
he looks funny.
Not a long-lasting character. Oh, he looks like Richard Nixon.
He looks like Richard Nixon. That is definitely a Nixon. I'm not a Duke. That's definitely.
It feels like these are like a therapist made them to help children identify their behaviors.
All right, then there's Sir Shake-a-Lot.
No.
Yeah,
Wait,
Sir
hang on,
Shake-a-Lot.
George.
Yeah.
According to the fast food wiki, the Duke of Doubt is a one-time mascot of Burger King. He was in one commercial, George.
He was in more than one commercial. Do your homework.
Yeah, no, one time doesn't mean only used one time. It means at one time he was the
At
mascot.
one time. It's like when one says, "Oh, one must do this or one must do that." That doesn't mean there must only be one. No, there is another.
Okay.
All right.
I just Googled and I see at least 4 different Duke of Doubt commercials.
This is why we're not last week tonight. This is why the show is not last week tonight. This is the kind of research we do. Patrick just came out and declared the Duke of Doubt was only in one commercial. The stupidest thing anyone has ever said on this show.
Absolutely, the dumbest thing that's ever been said.
While he actually became the Duke of Doubt.
He did.
He did that.
Oh my God! The original Patrick Hunter, the original Duke of Doubt. Let's get some fan art. Let's get some fan art where Patrick is dressed up like
yes.
And look,
right.
we'll get back.
Duke.
We'll get back to the
Duke of Doubt. All right. So
I just want to say, George, I want to say we'll get back to the Burger King Kingdom. I'm not moving on from this, but because you brought up
Burger Kingdom.
The Burger Kingdom, we will get back to them in a second.
Yeah.
But because you brought up fan art, we should mention, because this is a fun thing that can pay off later.
Yeah.
We have the most creative audience in late night television.
Clocked.
And we make a promise to our guests. You can request any piece of fan art and it will arrive within 5 minutes. It can be of you doing anything as anyone, or it can be just of a thing you want to see. No matter how ridiculous and specific it feels, I promise you in 5 minutes we will get it.
I want someone to do a Drew Struzan style poster of Black Lady Sketch Show.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For Ashley. No,
Okay.
I'll actually send it to me and I'll torture Ashley with the fact that I'm
Wow. That's a good one.
Yeah. Now we'll get some. Here's what I'll say for that one because that's an ambitious one. There will be some that come in under 5. There will also be some that'll decide I'm going to blow the deadline, but I'm going to get it exactly right.
Yeah.
And they'll probably take as long as 10 minutes.
Yeah.
People are complaining. It used to be 10. I cut it down
Ashley,
to
what do you
5.
wanna
I'm going to give them 10 again. I'm going to give them 10. They get 10 or the fan art is free.
Yeah.
People are wondering if the artists will get lobsters because of the precedent that we've set here.
If their arms are tired enough.
You got to really show us how tired their arms are.
Maybe not lobster, but we got some leftover mon calamari. Am I right?
Let's say this. If someone paints a full Drew Struzan-esque poster for Black Lady Sketch Show, I will buy you a lobster under $40 wherever you live.
We will send you an under 40 lobster.
Yeah.
That's the George Lucas talk.
It doesn't have to be in 10 minutes, but like if it comes in this week, I will buy you a lobster.
I just Googled who Drew Struzan is.
Anyone who does this?
More than worth it.
Yeah. What, George?
Is this anyone, or do you limit it the first person to come in with one?
No, I'm going to say the first person who comes in with one in the United States. We will make
You gotta be in the United States.
Yeah.
Of course, an opportunity for Patrick to push
Too
his
many
politics.
Uzbekistanis
Sorry.
sending us art.
Sorry.
Stealing our art styles.
Wow.
You gotta be from Georgia, the one in the state.
Wow.
The conversion rate, I just want to make sure we get a good lobster.
I heard.
Oh my God! You think they don't have good lobster in other parts of the world? How quickly this turned ugly, Patrick!
Unbelievable. I did hear it's funny
out there with a lot of good lobsters and a lot of good artists.
Give me the John Oliver. Give me the John Oliver.
No, Patrick, you're wrong, Patrick. There's good lobster everywhere. This isn't the lobster capital of the world, and you know it. You know it, Patrick.
Maybe you call Patrick a name, you dirty little, like you naughty little. What do you call Patrick?
Yeah.
Some put down.
You're a sleepy little rat. You're a sleepy little rat, Patrick. You live in a rat trap. You eat cheese for breakfast, and everyone knows you're a fucking mouse.
Oh no!
Perfect.
Amazing.
Ashley, do you want to request a piece of fan art?
Yeah. My dog as Baby Yoda.
Okay. Now your dog. There's pictures on your Instagram, right? If you go to Ashley's Instagram, there are definitely pictures of Ashley's dog. I think you will get that very quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
It'll be easy to do. She already has the ears.
Yeah.
And she's already very cute.
Just a reminder for everyone, the original Baby Yoda is what he looks like.
No, actually, this is the original Baby Yoda.
Original Baby Yoda's
Has
right.
everyone
This
seen
is-
all of Mandalorian? Do we know this child's name?
Grogu.
Am I allowed to say?
Oh, Baron,
Mhm.
Baron. We got to get back to the Burger Kingdom, but you maybe brought up something else we have to address.
Mm.
Now, our roving correspondent set up on camera right now? Do we know?
Yes, he is getting set up. I see him.
Okay, because Baron, we here at the George Lucas Talk Show have been trying to announce our own Star Wars spin-offs. Disney's gotten ambitious, saying we're going to do 10 Star Wars shows or whatever. We tried to announce our own shows, and we tried to create our own intellectual property. And we looked at the runaway success of Grogu, and a member of our community, via fan art, created an incredible character who we have purchased the rights for.
Mhm.
Goldie Thrawn has created the character that we like to call Gizmo.
So Gizmo. This is Gizmo. It's a Grogu body, Gizmo head, and then he's wearing a "Make America Gay Again" hat. This is not something that we created. This is a piece of fan art that we got sent into us that now has been turned into a physical reality.
Yeah, I just want to make this clear again. We, over the course of one 4-hour episode, at very different points in time, mentioned Grogu, mentioned Gremlins, mentioned that head. Then this fan art was submitted to us without any note. We purchased the rights. We decided to merchandise it out the butt. Okay, Jersey Dave on the Planet Scum staff took it upon himself to make 10 of these.
Mm.
His wife has not been happy. He's got the whole shelf of Gizmos. But not only that, he then added the second character. Because what do you have with the leftover parts from making a Gizmo? You're left only with a goo.
Oh, that was cute.
And Ashley, your impulse is exactly right, because what Jersey Dave has discovered is that his children love goo.
Love goo. One of the reasons he's made so many goos is they were fighting over the one goo. And these children are less than a year old, and they were just taken with goo.
The leftovers are always better than the meal. That's just always how it goes.
Yeah.
I will say, this is now June's favorite goo, and this is Ollie's goo.
Okay,
Wow.
then I don't have to fight anymore.
It also, I think, is key to these that none of Goo's heads are on model at all. These are all pirated heads.
Different forms of that.
Grogu.
Yeah.
The other thing, that's the best one.
That's Grogu.
We should also say a big part of Goo is that his hat is blue instead of red. And instead of saying "Make America Gay Again," it says "Pretend it's an Arliss."
Which is too long to explain.
We can't even explain what that is.
Yeah.
Well, as a huge Arliss fan,
Baron. Baron.
as a person who ran a Arliss GeoCities site for a number of years.
Baron, where were you 9 months ago?
Hanging out with Robert Wool.
Baron.
That's what we were doing.
That's what we were doing.
Baron, would it shock you and surprise you if I told you that Robert Wool has been on this show, I think, 12 times?
That is very shocking and very surprising.
Yeah.
And
Close
also
personal friend.
Robert Wool. So you guys are
of Watto.
Yeah.
You're also fans of Robert Wool, aka Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, we love to assume the position. If you can see my
We can't even see it, Watto. Where is it? There it is.
Yeah, Arliss. And there's Michael Boatman. All my favorites.
Boatman.
Sandra Oh. That's the first time I saw her.
Yeah, and for the 12 appearances, we can do we have our own whole version of the 12 days of Arliss. Bobby Evil said to me, and we can go through it, but we don't have time for it on the show.
We don't have time.
Ashley, what was it? Was it fun?
Wait a second.
Patrick,
I promised George we would go back to the Burger King.
We've only got 3 more characters to get through. Okay.
Oh my god!
Hold on. This is.
Is there a burger princess?
No.
Is there any women, George?
I'm out.
Well, hold on. Well, this is from the 70s. All right. So I'm Sir Shake.
I forgot it was the 70s before women were created.
Oh my goodness! Or had lib.
I love a great shake. Whenever I drink one, I shiver and quake.
No.
That's scary.
Then there's now. I don't know the gender of this character.
Is that a French fry robot?
I don't know where this rhyme starts, but I think it starts with, "I'm the Wizard of Fries. When I multi-fry, you'll get a surprise. I do what you say. I'm the Wizard of Fries." And it's like a robot. It's like a little droid.
Now,
here's the thing. Given the fact that there are no women, well, if you want to get really mad, not only are there no women, the final character in this.
Oh no!
Hold on.
Oof,
is the Burger Thing, who says, "I'm the Burger Thing. I hang around and joke and sing. I'm the funniest burger. I'm the Burger Thing."
Wow.
Is he drunk?
I don't know. He just says he hangs around, or it hangs around and jokes and sings, and is the funniest burger. This is the Burger Thing. And the Burger Thing,
it's certainly
fancy frame.
Nice buns.
Yeah. At the very least, it sounds like he's drunk with power. This guy is.
George, can you bring back the fry robot guy again, though?
Yeah, the Wizard of Fries.
He does. If you paint him red, he looks a little like Tom Servo.
Yeah, and he serves fries. It serves fries.
And he serves fries. Yeah, there is a little Servo vibe right there.
A little bit of that attitude.
Except Servo is a better MC. That's the only thing that I could say about this.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, none of these glasses have bars.
No,
yeah, and I would also say the lack of gender parity and representation there is also part of the reason why this kingdom did not last. Yeah,
I think it's very clear what we need to do, Ashley, now that you've pointed out this disparity. We need to pitch a prestige streaming drama called The BK Crown. About the inner turmoil of the female royalty in the Burger Kingdom.
Wow.
The quest to get on a glass.
Get on that glass.
We did get some fan art. I do want to bring these up.
It is a literal glass ceiling.
Ooh.
There's Whiskey Watto.
Ooh, Whiskey Watto. Yeah, that's great.
We did get this one, which I don't like.
Wow.
Don't like this one.
Wow. That looks like a living in the land of the lost sort of cross promotional.
We also did get this one. Not a fan again.
This is your legacy. This is how you'll be remembered, Patrick. It's the Duke of Town.
Here are all the comedy greats in the Cloverfield team. We got Richard Pryor, Bob Hope, Charlene, Joan, Baron.
Yeah, there's Charlene Yee, Joan Rivers,
and George Carlin. We got them all.
I feel
funny party.
Yeah.
Funny. Well, that's on them. That's on them for casting that much funny.
And actually, I'll say this: bad news. It's a funny party, but a big old monster is about to show up. So we're losing a lot of comedy right there.
Can I tell you my favorite apocryphal tale about Superman 3?
Yeah. Oh, because Richard Pryor. Yeah.
Because Richard Pryor's in Superman 3. Yeah. A friend of mine wrote his graduate thesis on the Richard Donner Superman movies, of course, so we had to talk about it. And he told me this interesting factoid, which is that Superman 3 was written by the comedic writers who had punched up the first 2 Superman movies. They had never written a full screenplay on their own. And so they were like, we just got to make it funny. How can we? Because who was the funniest person on the planet?
Right.
Richard Pryor.
Makes sense.
Let's put Richard Pryor in it. He'll improvise, fix our movie, then we'll be great. But little did they know, who's the biggest Superman fan ever? Richard Pryor. So Richard Pryor being cast in a Superman movie, he took it so seriously. He's like, I'm going to say I'm in a Superman movie. I'm going to say every line that he treated it so seriously that he undid what they wanted. And it's still one of my favorite bad movies of all time, Superman 3. Except for Superman 4, of course.
About that. I want to see a movie about two punch-up guys trying to write.
Richard Pryor. Ashley, I mean, we're both kind of established writers. If you want to,
hey,
we need to green light.
You want to break story on this? Last week tonight with George Lucas.
Wow,
you're wrong, Jabba. You're wrong.
You're basic, Jabba. You're basic.
That is so frighteningly accurate. I can't even.
Ashley, people in the chat were bringing up Drunk History earlier and talking about how much they love your episode of Drunk History. Did you have a good time with that? Was it hard for you? Was it easy? How was your experience?
I did Drunk History twice. Only one of them aired. Those two tapings are literally two of the top 3 drunkest I've ever been.
Got to ask about the third. We can circle back to it later, but just put it on the board. I'm going to ask about the third. Go on.
Yeah, people are always like, what's it like to tape that show? And I was like, how would I know?
Yeah.
Like, how could I possibly be able to answer that question? You learn a story, and I worked really hard to learn it really good because I wanted to do a good job. And then you get really drunk, and there's a nice man there who just says, can you just say? And then she walks down the street, and you're like, got it. And he's like, no, you don't got it. Just say. Just say these words, and you can do that for 15 minutes. And there's a nurse there to make sure you don't die because you're that drunk.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of fun.
What about the ride home? Because I had a couple friends that did it, and they were just remembering because everybody has to get a ride home or whatever, and they don't remember. I hear the stories of the person who had to deal with them being drunk. Yes. It's my partner or whoever picked them up. What was your situation?
Yeah, I had them. This was very stupid. I had them. A friend of mine was having a dinner party, a nice dinner party that I had to miss because I was shooting Drunk History. So when it was time, instead of having them take me home, I gave them her address and showed up at her house for this dinner party. And I have no memory of it. And all my friends are like, remember that party? And I'm like, no, I don't. And then the conversation stops there. No one, so I don't know what I said.
And the rest is herstory.
Wow! Now, Ashley,
what was the story that got cut?
Well, wait, but the story that didn't get cut.
Well, let's circle back to that. I was going to say that, but let's talk about the one that got cut first.
Okay.
It was about the rise of Oprah. It was actually a really interesting story. I think they just didn't have time to shoot the other side of it.
Yeah.
Or I was so drunk that it was incoherent. But it was Oprah's life history.
Now, look, a very interesting story, and one that is not controversial and poses no conflict to the person who hosts this show. What was your televised story about?
It was about Nichelle Nichols and how she did Star Trek. She wanted to leave Star Trek and randomly met Martin Luther King, and he convinced her to stay on it because he thought it was good for Black people to see a Black woman in space and being a boss. And then she ends up, this is the crazy part of the story, working for NASA and recruiting the first Black woman astronaut. A lot of the diversity that came to NASA, Asian, Black women, Nichelle Nichols was recruiting these people.
Really cool.
Wow, I did not know that. I knew the Martin Luther King Jr. thing, but I didn't know that other NASA thing.
They're we could figure out how to get to space. Gordy!
And then there's one more. Great. Sorry. Here's the other one.
Wow.
Me and the child. Those are both really good.
Doggy Yoda. That's pretty.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, we got one.
I'm sorry. I'm very happy about this.
Sorry.
These pictures.
That's also great. That really captured her expression.
Doggo.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, that's such a good story, and it's such a fun episode. I think it's on YouTube. People can watch. But I want to hear about the third time now. Watto was right.
Oh, the third time, a friend of mine had just bought a house. We were in Chicago, and we had one rich friend. You know, like everybody's a dirty improviser. We're all poor. We have one rich friend, and he had just bought our George Lucas of Chicago.
Yeah, you just need to know George can't relate because he took level 101 at UCB after selling Star Wars to Disney.
Yeah. So he had the money.
Yeah. I hope he threw the parties, because if you're the rich friend, it's your obligation to throw the parties.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to a party at my friend's like huge house, and he was serving a lot of fancy liquor, and I was not a fancy person, and I misjudged myself and got so drunk. You know, when you're like at the point of drunk where you're like, I have to leave right now. I cannot be here anymore. I didn't say goodbye to anyone. I may have left my belongings. I just got in a car and then like woke up the next morning in my bathroom, and with like so many calls to my friend being like, how did you get home? Are you okay? I was like, I had to leave immediately.
People are saying that Drunk History is on HBO Max, Patrick.
Oh, is it?
And
not Paramount Plus, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, interesting.
Wow. Paramount did that really interesting, very strategic move of 9 months before launching their own streaming service, selling all of their funniest shows to HBO Max, and then putting all their movies that were supposed to go to theaters on Netflix and Amazon. It was really clever.
Well, I don't know that most of the people that made those decisions work there anymore. I mean,
that is the thing. You just nailed it. That's the problem.
I'm not.
Watto.
It's not coming up when I search for it. So I'm.
Wow.
That's in Canada.
What's that?
It was a Canadian who said it was on HBO Max.
Oh, and they don't have anything in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Now, Ashley, you also wrote on a show that George and Watto have been going real hard for recently.
You
wrote
a recent job yet to be televised.
Watto, do you want to talk about it?
Ashley, sometimes people get lassoed, but from what I gather, you are the one spinning the lasso recently.
Oh, wow.
Whoa,
did you get the box? Did you get the biscuits?
No. This is why we're bringing this up. George and I have been trying.
You all didn't send the biscuits to Lucas?
We want to be seen as Ted Lasso influencers. We got the stinking postcard and the fucking screener, standard def.
But no biscuits.
No biscuits.
George Lucas Talk Show stands Ted Lasso, and we need those biscuits.
We need the biscuits.
Yeah, I didn't get them either. Like, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Who works on the show.
Yeah.
Who's a fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you get any swag? Well, I guess they're still in production, so maybe the swag has not been sent out yet.
Yeah, our Christmas gift was like a hoodie, Richmond AFC hoodie, which is very cool.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
That's a fantastic show. It really, really is a really
It's so
good
great.
show.
And I can everyone's always like, is it as nice as it seems? And a lot of times in Hollywood, you can't say yes, but I can in this instance. Everyone is just as sweet and kind as you would think.
Where's it shot?
They're in London.
That's why.
Yeah, Patrick's the only person here who still hasn't seen it, and he's sort of become a little stubborn, a little stinker on social media. Before people tell him to watch it, he's starting to act like he's digging his heels in because he doesn't want to be told what to do. But I think it really makes him. I think he needs to watch it.
I know. I'll say this: this week I did watch the first 3 episodes.
Oh, and you kept it to yourself.
I kept it to myself. I didn't make a big deal about it.
I bet you meant to watch one.
I did. I did it, and then I was like, "Well, I'm here. Let's just keep going."
Oh yeah, you got lassoed.
I got lasso.
No.
I got lasso.
Now, Ashley, I'm sure you've signed NDAs. The season will not come out for a while. You can't divulge plot details, and this might be a little too spoiler adjacent. But can you wait a second? We need to acknowledge what Baron's doing here.
I feel like he's about to become a detective and interrogate me about
Right.
the show.
But he also used a candle to light the pipe.
Whoa!
The most smoke I've ever seen.
Because this is a pipe.
Anything.
A lot of smoke.
Wow.
Okay. Hang on. Let's get a real good puff.
Oh, good God.
Wow. Chimney, chimney.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
This is
Now
ridiculous.
that's a detective.
But I did just spill a bunch of old match water on myself.
And
Luckily,
Jared, not to make you self-conscious, but I believe you've also broken a sweat in the last 30 seconds.
okay.
No, it's just no, don't wipe it off. It's great texture.
No.
I just want to make sure everything's all right.
It's adding a lot of depth to the image.
Everything's fine. Dabba dee dabba dow.
We will offer. I love this new thing. We should offer this to people who want to come on the show anonymously.
Oh yeah, I can do my I can do my Christian Bale. What it is that I want to know is okay. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Shop towels. Am I right?
It's great.
Watto, I want to hear these spoilers that Watto was pushing for. Watto,
No, I understand you might not be able to weigh in on this, but there are rumors going around, and I just need to do my due diligence and ask if you can weigh in on this at all. And I understand, Ashley, if it's a no comment situation. But I have heard rumors going around the internet that in season 2 of Ted Lasso, the show will once again be the only thing that saves me from a full-on mental breakdown. Can you weigh in on that? Is that part of the intention in the writer's room for 2021? Because that definitely was one of the things that the show, I think, achieved well in 2020.
I would say with Schitt's Creek off the air, there's a good chance that could be the case.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. Good scoop.
You just got to hold off a few more months, Watto. Just a few more months.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot more months. They're shooting it now.
I'm not. Listen, a few could mean 24. You know. But then also Black Lady Sketch Show is coming out soon too.
Mm-hmm.
How is
April 23rd?
Yeah. What have been your favorite characters to play on that show? Because you guys all get to play a bunch of different characters.
Without revealing anything from season 2, in real life, I'm a pretty quiet person. You guys have seen my personality, and I really like just screaming at people. I really like playing a mean, screaming character.
Yeah.
And there may be some of those coming.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I want to ask you, because Patrick loves to ask questions, dig deep into the IMDb, find an embarrassing character name or something, and ask questions as if they were a real person, what they would be doing today.
Yeah.
So now that we're talking about the Black Lady Sketch Show, Ashley, it's been a weird year. When celebrities come on shows, people often ask them, where do you think this character would be today? What do you think they would be doing in 2021, right? So let me just get this character name right. Ashley, what do you think Various Characters is doing in 2021?
Still being Black, still being
Sure.
Various, still wearing uncomfortable shoes, which I think all those characters did.
Yeah.
Orthotics. Can I recommend? It's orthotics.
Season 3. Season
I'm
3.
old.
Orthotics are going to be huge.
I was gonna say, like, Baron, do you always get uncomfortable shoes too? But you're a man, so maybe not. But I feel like
Well, no, of course I do. Have uncomfortable shoes. I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, yeah, I only have to wear things that are flat. So yeah.
Baron, what kind of shoes do you wear?
Well, my motto, the words that I live by is you shoes, you lose. And
wow.
Great motto.
Exactly. That's how you strews, you lose. That's how I said that to Drew once.
Yes.
Not really. So dumb. And Gamora.
Let's get some fan art with both of those slogans.
You drews, you lose. You strews, you lose.
And you shoes.
It has to be a Drew Strews in style. You strews, you lose.
Oh, and also, what a great show! Instead of Blue's Clues, we'll have a show called Drew's Shoes, and it's just Drew Struzan talking about his shoes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like
background.
Drew Carey recreating the opening of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, where he changes
Well, let's
his
get
shoes.
that.
Yeah,
let's get that
that
as
too.
well. Let's go. Might as well get that as well.
Watto,
Yeah,
that's a good. Baron said a good motto. Watto, do you have any good mottos?
What motto do you have?
You want the
What's a
Watto
motto?
Make
I am
me full screen.
entertained.
Make me full screen. It is Passover, the holiest of our holy days. And as we sit around the table having a very conventional Passover Seder live on the George Lucas Talk Show, I think of the controversy that is being stirred up in the Jewish cuisine scene. People making pizza hamantaschen. People making all kinds of unconventional hamantaschen. And I say, let them have it. It's all good for me. Because I'm a noshin on hamantaschen, and that's my motto, baby.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Watto, would you think we should have a segment now? If we get the bumper tonight, that almost felt like it was also another segment that we might call Seder. What? Bryson.
Bryson's not.
Bryson?
Bryson's
Bryson.
not tonight, George.
Bryson.
Tiller?
Bryson is the guy who usually makes our bumpers, like the one that you just saw, but he is not.
Where's Bryson?
Right.
Bryson took the night off.
Yeah, he took the night off.
Dave,
Patrick-
Jersey Dave.
Patrick, just put it on your to-do list that we need to call Bryson later. Dave, how's it going?
How's it going, everyone?
Jersey Dave, can you make where did Bryson go? Is he took the day off?
Yeah, Bryson's getting some much needed time off.
I don't want to hear. Don't make excuses for him, Dave. It's not your fault. You're not in trouble.
If he wanted to make excuses, he'd be here making them himself.
Yeah.
Good point.
Dave, can we get a bumper for a segment called Seder? What?
A bumper from who? From me?
Yeah.
No.
Just make one in your house. Wow.
Wow, that was it. He didn't want it.
You wanna
The
do it.
man makes 10 grow gizmos, 10 goos, and refuses
Jersey
to
Dave,
make
come
a
back.
single
I'll know
one.
how to rephrase it so he'll say yes.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Dave, can you make a gizmo that is Seder what?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, see? Go away. Man cannot say no to making a grow gizmo.
Seder what?
Seder
Oh, man.
Jersey Dave texted all of us and said, hey, I feel like as a gift, a generosity to everyone else on the show, I want to offer up, I will give everyone their own grow gizmo or goo if they
Yeah!
want one. And then I responded back, how much of this is your wife asking? Can we have less grow gizmos in the house?
Yeah, actually, my wife will probably be upset if they arrive here. So.
Yeah.
I don't have a wife, so I'll take one goo.
Yeah.
Do you want a goo? You want a goo? Or a
Yeah.
grow gizmo?
We'll get you a,
Goo.
we'll get you a
Girl,
goo.
this was scary.
Oh, we'll get you a goo. We'll get you a goo.
Ashley's right.
Yeah, we could get you a goo, no
Oh,
problem. Okay.
Believe me, we can get you a goo.
We got plenty of goos. We got
So I
plenty of
feel
goos.
like a grow gizmo's gonna show up at my house.
That's where they get you. Sometimes you think you want just the goo.
Ashley, if you don't get the goo wet or feed it after midnight, then it won't show up at your house. This is on you now.
But here's the loophole. Midnight, what time zone?
Hey,
Man, oh man.
what if you're on a plane and then you cross?
What if you feed him right as you're crossing the international date line?
Oh.
Oh boy.
We're getting some good ones in. We got. Hang on, let me bring up the ones we got. Oh, here we go.
Oh no! Wow.
Now that's from Goldie Thrawn, who was the person who made the original Grow Gizmo. So this
the creator of
Oh my god!
I don't know how you had a picture of me without a shirt on.
Look at that.
Stop! I don't like that.
Duke of Doubt.
Well
and
done.
It even has my initials.
Your family crest.
My legs are much skinnier in that picture, though. What else? I think we had one more. Oh Jesus! Another Duke of Doubt.
Another Duke of Doubt.
What a mess.
Baron, what is he holding?
Let's find out. I think he's holding George. What is he holding in the actual?
Is it a mirror?
It looks like a. Yeah. I mean,
oh no, it's a magnifying glass.
It's a magnifying glass. He's doubting things.
Oh, because he's doubtful. He's examining things.
Yeah, it's like you look happy. Never mind.
This is a real commentary on society,
especially in the 70s.
Yeah.
Baron, I apologize. Your very generous request of a Struzen style Black Lady sketch show piece.
That'll take years.
It'll take years, but also Duke of Doubt has just caught fire. The idea
really has.
Wait, excuse me, Watto, you thought it would take years?
Yeah.
No, I think it'll take years for it. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Bad bitch support group.
This is the whole bad bitch support group.
Yeah.
Let the magic begin. I see a little. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I don't see Ashley on there. Ashley.
I don't see Ashley.
I see Robin.
I'm not in that sketch. I was not cast as a bad bitch.
That's not.
It or not.
Wow.
But here's what I'm wondering.
I like this Laverne.
Let's bring the poster back, Patrick. Bring the poster back.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Art.
Because we see the members of the bad bitch support group, but close in on the hand near the top there. Just zoom in on.
Oh, that's Laverne's hand, isn't it?
The other hand. The other hand.
Which
other
hand, George?
Oh, where? Where's your another?
That's
Laverne's hand.
There is a bird there.
That still looks weird.
I think it might be that Ashley is an anamorph.
Whoa,
that makes so much sense.
Wow,
that makes so much sense.
I mean, that's cool. Congrats.
And I deliver people
Would you
their
like to be able to turn into a bird, Ashley?
No.
They
can't control their own poop, and that's a real fear.
Okay, well here let's if the species is like hey.
That was so fast.
Actually, since this is hypothetical, let's think in terms of the ideal. If you could be a bird with full poop control, like let's modify
now.
All right.
Now we're in it. Because if I could be like Falcon, like a bird who can control his poop and fight Thanos.
Yes.
Mr. George Lucas Theater 3000. Yeah.
Burger Thing is here.
Yeah. We got them all. We got the fry robot. I don't know what it's called.
And then what's the other one? The shaker?
The Sir Shakes a Lot.
Sir Shakes a Lot. Yeah. They probably
big shakes and he cannot lie.
No,
just Sir Shake a Lot, singular shake. Sir Shake a Lot.
Shake a Lot.
Yeah,
it's really good for anybody that has epilepsy. That's a very sensitive.
Yeah, I'm also I'm looking.
Representation.
Yeah, sure.
Sir Shake-a-Lot, the chest armor seems to be classical, like steel armor, and then his arms seem to just be a series of discarded paper cuts.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And then the gloves are steel again. It feels like Sir Shake-a-Lot has some real vulnerabilities if you get into a duel with him.
Also falling on hard times.
What are the little black dots? Because they don't seem to make sense as like
text
pointillism to indicate shadow.
Yeah,
I think they're just artifacting of this Photoshop because they're also on the Burger King's collar.
Oh, sure.
But is that the way that this illustrator was trying to show?
It's on my collar too.
Like filth.
Well, let's zoom back out and see if it works.
Yeah, I think it look. George, your problem is you think it looks like filth, filth.
Filth, filth. Yeah. Well, the problem is if you're going to do it on one edge of the cup and then do it on the edge that's touching it, it's sort of like the light can't be going in both directions. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
George is getting
That director's
persnickety
mind.
about illustration technique now.
I mean, this is one of the great designers.
If you've seen Attack of the Clones, you know that I am a perfectionist.
Wow. Ashley, Barron, who would you guys play in a Star Wars movie if you could?
Great question.
And it can be a character that you make up. You know, it can just be like, I'd be a bartender. I'd be, you know, whatever. However you want to take this question.
I have always wondered if there's comedy in the world of Star Wars. Like, I keep expecting, you know, somebody to walk into Mos Eisley and there's a stand-up on stage. You know, it's like Greedo, just going out, just like doing a tight five.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Who shot first?" You know what I mean?
Flunky.
Who shot first? Third base, you know, or something like that. I would want to be somebody who's like a traveling entertainer. I wonder if there's like a you know, traveling group of players, like
a road dog. You'd want to be a road dog.
Yeah, but with the group of people, as opposed to just by myself. It's like we're a rep company.
Like a Kings of Comedy situation.
Yes,
a road litter.
Exactly.
A road litter. You're a litter.
A road litter, yeah.
Litter road puppies.
That's right. My road dog's at litter back to back. That doesn't make any sense. But I'm from Vegas, so I have to do a 702 shout out. It's a very obscure singing group reference. But definitely, that's what I want to be. I want to be in a singing group in the Star Wars universe, like the Belle Biv DeVoe.
Sure.
How about we combine those two things, music and comedy? Whoa. How would you like to be a character who is in the Star Wars equivalent of the Capitol Steps? They do topical comedic songs about government and politics.
Oh, I remember the Capitol Steps. Yeah. I'd rather have a queen than a Palpatine. Yeah, like kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My first order was a rebellion.
Yeah. Padme on the line. You can Padme anytime.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's fine. That's fine. Kylo's got a gun. Kylo's got a gun. And what would his daddy do? Would rain his last IOU. I'm sorry, what? No?
We're doing a fight right now. Why are you narrating it through song?
I'm so sorry.
Baron, here's the thing I've always really respected about you.
Yes.
I feel like comedians who can sing always want to show off that they can sing. And some of them do it very inelegantly, where it's like, well, now you stop being funny and you're just trying to show off a skill set, right?
Yeah, okay.
Right, and it's like, or you're not doing the funniest version of singing because you're too concerned with trying to impress us all. You have a bit, it's one of my favorite stand-up bits, about the guy who sings the DuckTales theme song. Where you do an impression of this guy, how it's the best anyone has ever been at doing anything, the most anyone has ever enjoyed their job.
True passion.
And great impression, great framing of it, but it also allows you to fucking wail. Like, it allows you to show off the pipes because you set it up by being like, this guy is so fucking good at singing. Now let me do a perfect impression of him.
Wow. I didn't even think about that. I just, so good.
Clever.
No, I've been on Broadway and I'm like, how can I bring that to my stand-up? And that's how I did it. It gives me a reason to tell people that I've been on Broadway, Yeah.
I mean, it took an hour 43, so that shows restraint for this show,
Does it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
George mentioned that he made Star Wars within the first 5 minutes.
Well, if I was George Lucas, I would say that in the first 5 seconds.
Sure. Also, Patrick, in my defense, I did make Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, if you said that you made Star Wars, then we'd have some issues here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Baron, was it hard?
Wait, I want to find out what Ashley's character is, George.
All right.
George.
Wow, look at how he treats me, all because he's ashamed.
Yeah, I'm ashamed. Actually,
he's ashamed of himself for not creating Star Wars, so he lashes out at others.
And aren't we all, really?
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, who's he? Spielberg in the 70s? Am I right?
My buddy Steve.
Ashley, what Star Wars character would you be, Ashley?
I would want to be in a late movie, like a movie that hasn't even come out yet.
Okay.
A really, really powerful queen, and they have to journey to me, and they're like, she's going to fix everything. And then I do, but leaving you to wonder, where was I during all the suffering that came before?
Right.
Those are my favorite kind of characters.
Yes, I'm with it.
You're the Eagles in Lord of the Rings, where everyone's like, you could have called them a long time ago. Yeah.
Captain Marvel, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She really picks and chooses, doesn't she?
I'm a Nashin on a Hamantash.
And that's a Watomato.
Sorry, I had to. And then this is George's new character, the burger thing. George.
I got vaccinated at Burger King. I'm a Burger Thing.
Right. Actually, I would put a subtle clue into the name of your character, like Queen Salsital. You spell it so it's different. Queen Salsital, and it would be SOLVESIT''ALL. Now the apostrophe is what makes it look like it's not just that sentence.
It's just her given name.
You're really hiding it, George. You're really
because people think, oh, I know what you're. Oh, I didn't see that apostrophe there. Okay, never mind. Sorry,
Never mind.
Never mind. No, it makes sense. It's clever, not like me. Oh no, you know.
I got an idea for the planet or the system that she lives in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pluthul system.
Ooh, the Pluthul.
Oh,
yeah, Pluthul.
Like plot hole, but with two.
Oh, what?
Oh,
what?
Pluthul.
Sorry, maybe I was reading it wrong. I'm sorry.
What you're talking about?
Could it be U's instead of O's?
Depends on the ancient alien language they speak there.
George
and
the umlaut.
And I'd give her a cool spaceship that she flies around in called the Doi Ex Machina. And it's doi, like doi.
Yes, that makes first of all, I want to see it. I'm already feeling it. So where's it going to be?
But George,
I would have her get mad when I would have a character kind of speak up like, hey, where were you at the beginning of all these Star Wars? You could have really helped us out. And I would have her turn on that person like and give a big speech where it's like, you should have come to me first. I just solved the Star Wars. Don't yell at me. Where have you been? I've been right here.
This is on you.
You could have had Star Piece this whole time.
And then for the first time in any Star Wars, because we've been saving it, I would have her say, get the fuck out of my castle. And that's the last line of Star Wars. Like I don't want any plot to happen after that. I want the last line of all Star Wars. I withdraw permission for anyone to tell a story after that line. Get the fuck out of my castle. And that's how Star Wars ends.
Wow. New title card, Star Piece. That's the end.
Yeah.
In a galaxy, slightly closer than you thought.
And I'd have the end and then a question mark, and then I'd have your character go like, get the fuck out of here. And then the question mark like scurries off the screen like,
they would say it again?
You make it an R rating just so you could say it again.
For the last 2 seconds of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really really all the kids are going to come see it anyway.
But that's part of what I like about George Lucas. These ways of innovating the way that we experience cinema, so we can't see it now, but I mean, how many things has this guy thought of that we were like, I don't get it, and then now it's all we get.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? Here's what I'm wondering, Aaron, because you're not the first guest to share a name. You're not the first guest to in real life have a Star Wars name. Like we've had people on the show who, have had a name that is like, oh, you grew up with this, you had the same name. But
Princess Leia Thompson.
Yeah, Princess Leia Thompson. Yeah, people like that when you ask it what it is. But you have had the particular burden of not just having a first name that's a Star Wars name, but it's a Star Wars name for a character played by me, George Lucas. Baron Papanoida. There's my action figure.
Wow. Yeah, Mr. Lucas. I did not know that.
Yeah,
so
this is one of the only action figure box sets commemorating nepotism. Hold it up again, George. Yeah. This is just George and his 3 children in their cameos.
And he's annoyed. He's a Papanoid.
He's a Papanoida.
Yeah, avoid the Noida. Yeah, Baron Papanoida, his best friend, and we weren't able to make this work, was the Domino's Pizza Noid. Like they because they get a lot of each other's mail, so they know each other. Because no, I'm Baron Papanoida. I'm not the Noid. I don't try to delay your pizza from getting there on time.
This is the outline of episodes
10 through 12?
7, 8, and 9. No, 7, 8, 9. That's what he wanted them to be.
Oh, the original 7, 8. Okay.
I turned this outline into Disney. When I sold them, I said, here's the outline. You're going to want to get a clearance from Domino's for this. I know they're getting ready to apologize for their pizza, so that's timely. The reason that Domino's... Oh, that looks great.
That's pretty fun.
Good. That's pretty great.
That's really good.
Thank
you for using an Emmys pick for me.
Yeah.
The reason that Domino's apologized for their pizza a few years ago was part of the gearing up for Domino's is going to enter the Star Wars universe now. They were getting their house in order. So they were like, we better apologize for how bad our pizza has been.
They were setting up the pieces.
Well, it's like someone who's about to get a major political boost, trying to get ahead of the controversy, right?
Start deleting old tweets. You're about to get staff on the big show, so you start going through and be like, I shouldn't have made this joke.
Domino's didn't want to get milkshake ducked.
No.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Ashley, I know you got to go, so I don't want to keep you any longer. But thank you for coming on. This has been super fun. And Baron, I think you got to go in a minute too. Yeah, thank you. Do you guys have anything?
Good night.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah.
Black Lady Sketch Show is coming April 23rd.
And for people who haven't seen it, go on HBO Max. I gotta say, my favorite character is Trinity. I knew from the beginning, because trilogies are my whole thing. So as soon as I saw that there was a character named Trinity, I was like, this is the show for me. But I thoroughly enjoyed the first season. I can't wait for the second season.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's been really fun. And we're stuck in our house staring at the wall anyway, so it'll definitely be more fun than that.
We got to watch it. Yeah. Super fun. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
Bye.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Ashley.
A and B, goodbye to thee.
Wait, why did you boot Ashley from the show, Patrick?
Why did you do that?
I didn't. She had to go.
She wanted
Wow.
to stay.
She specifically said, please let me stay longer. And you
Never make me leave. And you booted her. Baron, you're on one of my favorite, or you were on, unfortunately, past tense, one of my favorite TV shows of the last 10 years that has been very hard to watch. Watto recommends it to people all the time. It was stuck on a notoriously bad website and app, but now is on Paramount Plus. Do you know what
show
I'm
is
talking
that?
about? Corporate, baby.
Yeah, corporate. Yeah.
Corporate. The ultimate, I swear, this juice is worth the squeeze show. People would go onto ComedyCentral.com. They go, I can't even. I go, trust me, it's worth it. I don't care if you have to refresh 8 times per episode. If every time you get to an app break, your computer catches on fire, it's worth watching. But I promise you, now that it's on Paramount Plus, there's no excuse. Corporate is unbelievable.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And shout out to Jake Weissman and Matt Ingerbretson and Pat Bishop, the creators of that show, who they're all good friends and just so damn funny. Just really, really funny. The show's writing is insane, but they also had the foresight to stack it with really good actors besides themselves. They're like, we can't act, so let's get people who can.
Lance motherfucking Reddick.
Lance Reddick,
Lance Reddick.
who a lot of people don't know,
Oh, the
is
best.
the funniest motherfucker ever.
So
We gotta get Lance.
funny.
We gotta
Dude is
get Lance
so
Reddick
funny.
on here.
Yeah.
He would love to do
Oh,
the show. I could get you in touch with
Yeah.
Lance.
We
He
should
can't
do it.
do it
Amazing.
now.
Yeah.
He's in
Right.
South Africa.
What?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Filming.
He's so good on the show. Lustig is so good on the show. Parna's great on the
Adam
show.
Lustig, yeah.
Everyone's Sashir, who's been on the show before.
Yeah.
The whole cast is great, and you end up having like an interesting kind of stealth arc to the side of the show. It's one of the things I like about corporate is characters. Nothing is ever flippant. Everything is remembered. People hold grudges. They evolve. You know.
Just like real life. Just like a real office. Where you're like, oh, a year ago I hated you, and I still do.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, so corporate. Check that out in Paramount
Yeah.
Plus. Did George Lucas freeze? He's frozen for me.
George.
Oh,
Oh, he's here. He's here.
he turned into a piece of American graffiti right there. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Wait, George, you should show Baron your jacket because I feel like Baron would appreciate your jacket.
Ooh, I mean, it's already a bomber, so I'm happy.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. We never know what he's doing, Baron.
He's looking for his copy of THX 1138. His original reels. Yeah. What the duck? That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's also let us be honest, a great color combination. Like it's
really is. It
pleasing
looks
to the
good.
eyes.
It's warm. It's a warm jacket, so I can't
Yes.
imagine he's very comfortable. But
Oh, you mean
it's a good jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally
No,
I opened the window just now.
I just want to say, you know, George is very lucky that he, of course, produced Howard the Duck. He probably was the one who signed the checks to get those jackets made as a crew gift for everyone. Because let's say, hypothetically, George were a comedian, right, living in Queens.
Yeah. If he
Right
was
now,
like me, if he was like me, is
if
what
he
you're-
was like Patrick,
yeah,
right now on eBay, that very jacket is going for $1,000.
it's true.
There is one currently listed for $1,000
Or
Wow.
best offer.
or best offer.
I'll say this, George. I've done much lower than that on that specific jacket, saying best for best offer, and they say best offer, but they don't seem to mean best offer.
Okay,
you know?
hold on. I'm going to make an offer.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's the best one I've got.
is it
Well-
Saboba? Is that the offer?
My white son. They won't let me type it in. I
Oh, it's
don't
like a
know.
Trumpelstiltskin kind of
Wait,
barter.
Right.
But Watto, could you do the son and his mother?
Let me try.
Okay.
My goodness.
Hey,
Let me
so
make it.
I
Let me
just
try to
had-
make it. Let me. I don't want to lose both. Let me say, red boy, blue, his mother. No, it's saying too many characters.
Oh man,
Oh boy.
it's a shame.
Okay, I'm going to
Which movie
try
has so many
one.
characters.
I'm going to. Well, yeah, I'm going to try $1.
Yeah. Hey, is this something a character that's who I don't know what the right direction is. This isn't going to be funny because I'm just workshopping it. But a character named Best Offerson who's constantly making their best offer on eBay, and they look exactly like Chris Christopherson.
He's good.
Yes.
He's
I
good.
do also like that George very much did open his window because I did just hear a plane probably landing at SFO, the San Francisco airport. George, is that what that was?
No, that was a private plane that was delivering equipment to the ranch.
Of course. Brand new lightsabers. Corporate lightsabers, that
Yeah,
is.
corporate lights. How did you know? Are you spying on me, Baron?
No.
Corporate lightsabers.
So I made what I swear to you is my absolute best offer of $1, and immediately got your offer wasn't accepted. Like they didn't even consider it. And I should mention that's $1 plus $8.55 shipping. Maybe I need to go up to around 10. So I'm going to make it $1.45.
Do you have a way of typing in $1 plus free shipping? Maybe they resented the fact that you were paying more for the thing than for the shipping. Can you put a note in saying I won't pay for shipping?
I'm willing to pay $2 if the shipping is free.
Or say, specify that for shipping, it's Howard and Leah Thompson. That's who you're shipping. You hope they get together. Hope they're
Wow, Wada's really emotional right now.
I was rooting for them. I really wanted those two crazy kids to make it.
Oh,
I think they do. At the end of it, they're in a relationship, and I think they last.
Wow.
And oh god, I would love to make a movie where it showed the kind of baby they would make. That would be like part human, part duck.
A hawk? A hawk?
A huck?
Yeah, Huck.
Or a Hoyek. Oh my god, he froze again.
Willard Hoyek.
Baron, I know you got to go, but thank you for coming on. This has been super
It's
fun.
honestly an honor.
You're the best.
PC, George, Watto.
Come back anytime.
Nicole Black was gone. This was very fun. Yes, do check out Corporate on Paramount Plus, and Grace and Frankie, MST3K, obviously.
Yeah.
And also on Paramount Plus, I just found out a show my good friend Open Mike Eagle and I made for Comedy Central called New Negroes is up there. And if you feel strange about the word Negro, definitely watch the show.
This is the audience you need to tell that to. So that was good.
Yeah, they really need to hear it.
They really need to hear it. And with that,
also all the Indiana Jones movies are on there.
Okay, George, this was Baron's plug.
Even
I'm plugging it.
Kingdom of the Crystal
plugging
Skull?
it to Baron. I'm plugging it to Baron.
Thank you. Because I have been looking for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I couldn't find it for a little bit.
It's hard to find.
Give it a rewatch.
I mean, it is Crystal Skull, right? It's at the top.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, Raiders, right? That's everyone's order?
The obvious order.
Yeah. Yes. I'd probably swap Raiders and Last Crusade.
Guys, it's been really good being here, and I appreciate that. And I disagree with you, George, and that's the only time that'll ever happen.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Wow. Exactly. And I own Tuskegee Airmen on Blu-ray.
Well, if you did, you'd know it was called Red Tails.
Damn it! Okay. Tuskegee Airmen was the HBO television movie with Lawrence Fishburne.
Wait a second, Baron. I know you're trying to leave, but I have to ask you now.
Yes.
Can you, as you leave the show, give us a little Red Tails? Woo!
Woo! Oh yeah. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know what this is. This is my impersonation of me in bathroom mirror in middle school when I was alone. Life is like a hurricane here in this film. There's a bunch of aeroplanes. Oh my goon gilm. That's not even my make some history. Box office misery. Red Tails. Woo! There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Baron. You're the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Baron.
Thank you all. Bye, y'all.
See you soon.
This is a copy of Red Tails that I was supposed to give away at one of the shows.
And you didn't.
Instead, it just sits here at the ranch all the time, mocking me.
George, was Red Tails never released on Blu-ray?
I have it on Blu-ray, but right here I have the DVD.
Okay, but Strange Magic was not released on Blu-ray.
Not yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
The night is young.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Criterion. Anyone home?
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Hey, wait.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Criterion.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Criterion.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Criterion.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Criterion.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Criterion.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Criterion.
George? Watto?
Criterion.
George.
What?
Ashley and
Can't
Baron,
you see?
Ashley and Baron are gone.
Yeah, so what?
The show's
do a show.
The show's done.
Is it?
Yeah.
But we just started the ring-a-ding-ding criterion bit. I feel like we have that ring-a-ding-ding criterion.
That feels like that should be in the part of a different show.
What other part would there be?
Why are you always so eager to end the show? Can't we just chill out for a little bit?
A cancel culture out of control.
No, we can't. Let's George.
Say their what?
We got a bumper. Can we have it full screen so we have it as a bumper?
Sure.
But and Watto, can you say that under the thing?
Say the what? Explosion.
Oh no.
Oh, and Patrick?
Yeah, George.
Thanks.